All right, so I'm back at my dad's house, and I do have more updates on the ceiling fans installed here. But first, I'm going to show the update I did with this fan, the one in my bedroom, the Casamaga Panama 2 with the XTR motor. That's a 4-speed. I did get the light kit properly adjusted on it, so it's not going to be dangling all like loosely on it. It was never going to fall down. It's just the screws are on it. It didn't really keep it tight against the housing, and there was a lot of like wiggle room for the light to bounce around. So I put a good amount of washers on there. Now it doesn't have that issue. And I also put another Casablanca pull on it. I stole this logo one from a fan I got recently from Brandon, the White Lady Delta, just to make this one more complete. But yeah, it's running well. The only thing I might end up doing at some point in the future is swapping the blade set for a different one because there are quite a few blades on this one that are warped quite a bit. So I feel like it's also more so just because of the humidity in this room, especially if the fan's not really being used much. So I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to change it or not. But yeah, there's that one, and now I'm going to move on to the next room. Alright, and as you can see, the Harbor Breeze Notice is now installed in this guest bedroom. This one I just went ahead and did it just because even though nobody's using this bedroom no more, and originally I got it for somebody that was in this room back when they lived here, I figured maybe just put it up because if somebody stays over, this could be a guest room, and it makes more sense to have them use this room instead of my own bedroom. And at least they can have a fan in here, so if it's hot, it's not going to be too much for them. Yeah, it has a little bit of a hum to it, but it definitely looks really nice in this room. I don't know, I just figured a room of this size definitely could use a fan. And yeah, it's nothing special, but it'll do the job. And this room does get pretty hot in the summer with the sun that hits it, so it's definitely needed in this room without a question. Such, but yeah, there, there it is. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next room. Now for the master bedroom up over here, still don't know if a fan will go over here, and if it does go here, I'm honestly not gonna really try to get anything special for this room. Probably just like Harbor Breeze Notice and Brush Nickel, or like a Hunter Channing thing, something that's newer, but it'll do the job in here. But that's only unless my dad thinks it's worth putting one in here. Since this room, I don't know. I'd rather since this one's higher up and it's on an angle ceiling, I'd rather not do it if it's definitely not going to get used in this room at any time soon. Whereas the other room, I can see it being used possibly more sooner, where I put the white Harbor Breeze Notice. But also that room gets hit a lot more with the sun, whereas this one tends to stay a bit cooler. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, that's the update with this room, and now on to the next one. Now in my grandmother's room, I've added some extension pole chains because I came to notice that she can't reach them. So they were like up to here. The white one in the fan room was like up to here. So I extended them down to here so she can just pull them. And they're right above the bed, so it's not like someone's gonna walk into them. But she's only like up to here. She's like 5'2"-ish. So she's pretty short. So yeah, and I do have it running on reverse as well. It's holding up well. Well, yeah, because I know that she never. Same thing with the Clarkson that was in her bedroom at the old house. She never really could change the speed. It was always on and off based on whoever pulled the chain last time that was tall enough to reach it. So I figured maybe extend them on this one. I mean, she could always reach the light one, but the fan one was kind of the trickier part, which is why she never really got to use the fan that much because she couldn't reach the chain. She needed someone to pull it for her. So I figured I'd fix that issue with this one so that way she can control it the way she wants to. So yeah, there's the update on this, and now on to the next one. Alright, now for the sunroom, I'm still not sure what will go in here. I honestly think at this point I might just get one of those Home Decorators Collections Palm Cove ceiling fans. Or the Harbor Breeze timing thingy. Like that has that beadboard looking blades, beachy looking ones. Because my dad said he wants a beach looking fan in here. But I'm thinking of doing the Palm Cove only because I do know my dad likes wave looking stuff, and I feel that'd be a good fan to have in here for that reason. And such. But the other thing is just getting it to hang down a little bit lower so it has better clearance to move more air. So probably put it like on a maybe like a 12-inch down rod or something. But yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna get for this room. That just kind of play along with another fan that's plans to go up that is what changes what I wanted to put on it blade wise. But yeah, there's the update on this room, and now on to the next one. Alright, for the living room, I still plan to do the original. It definitely wouldn't go perfect in here. The one thing I've kind of changed about how I'm gonna have it installed is I might, instead of doing the original canopy comes, I might get one of those remote canopies for it, only because the way it would have to mount over here might be a bit tricky, because this is the switch that does that center light. So I'm thinking of since it might be tricky to, I don't know if I can swap it where this switch is over here and the one that does the center light is over here, but if not, I might have to just do a remote conversion for all that, because to get a wall plate that has this whole size for a fan, a wall control for a fan, that might be the trickier part. But I mean, I know some people are gonna say, oh no, don't put that canopy. Honestly, it's just more so for what's the easiest, and it kind of looks like the trumpet canopies in a sense, so I kind of do like it in that regard. But my dad just wanted it with either a wall remote or a remote control and such, so he does not want it with long pole chains hanging down. That is not going to be an option, so it's either a 4-speed wall control or it has to be a remote control and such. But it is going to have the schoolhouse globe, the original styled one, and it will most likely have 4 blades instead of the 5 blades. I originally said it's going to be 5 blades. Now I'm thinking about doing the 4 blade because it does look more classic like that. And also, since my grandmother used to have a 4 blade Bahama in her living room at the old house, I think it'd be kind of nice to have another 4 blade fan in the living room. Again, this is going to pay tribute to that one in a sense. But also this room, it just has a lot more antique looking stuff in here, so I figured the 4 blade would definitely go better instead of having it with the 5 blade look. That and one of the blade arms is definitely beyond realignment. Like, I'd have to really do a lot of work and it's not worth it. So I'd rather just do it with the 4 blade. But yeah, so there's that, and now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next room. All right, now in the barn, as you can see, I do have a fan hung up in here. I got the EnviroFan Silverline industrial ceiling fan. Oh, this one was actually labeled Banville Enviro, but sticker on there I replaced. I did a custom one, and I stripped the fan down to bare metal, and I repainted it from white to this brown finish, which is the official name for this dark finish is dark walnut. And from what I can tell, it's basically the exact brown that they use on their fans anyways. So on the 7 that I got. It's not hooked up to power yet, but what I'm going to try to do is get a choke control for it, the EnviroFan ones. Have wire fish from here, then go straight down, and have the control for it right here. And I already know some people are going to say, put a fan over here and put a fan here. Well, I don't see my dad needing it, and honestly, it wouldn't be worth it. But if it was my place, I'd probably put a fan in each of those spaces too, and put like have one sort of one there, and have another one right here. But it's not needed, and it's just something to move some air around. But I definitely wouldn't do a cool barn install if it was my place, but it's not. So yeah. Now in terms of whether or not the down rod's going to get cut on this, I'm not too sure. I need to see what my dad says if whether this is too low for him. You can only really touch the blades if you get on your tippy toes, but with that being said, he's 6 feet. I'm only 5'9". Well, I had to get on my toes to touch it. Well, actually, no, I don't. So, yeah, I probably will have to cut the down rod on it now that I think about it, but I just wanted to get it hung up in the air just so the paint doesn't get messed up on it and such. Just because the floor in here is concrete, basically. So I didn't want it to get messed up, so I hung it up on a hook just so it's up there, and that way when I come back next time I can just get another ladder back in here and get it hooked up electrically, so that way it can be used. But yeah, and this wall switches for the lights are over there, so I don't plan to put the fan control all the way over there. I figured right from here to there and then straight down it'd be a lot easier. So yeah, there's that. Now on to the next room. All right, now for the game room, the Fanimation Americana is definitely what we plan to put in here still. I did find blades that I thought about putting on it, Hampton Bay and Antigua blades that restore that we fire 88 volunteers at. However, the only thing is that the blades don't really go with the wood in here in terms of the color. And also, my dad did say he wanted a beach-looking fan for the sunroom, and I feel like if we put a leaf-weighted fan in that room and have a leaf-weighted fan in here, it would kind of combat each other. And also, I feel with the design of the Americana, I feel like it might be a bit too much. So I'm thinking about just finding some more simple-looking blades, or even maybe those like those blades they'd use like for the the Fanimation I don't think it was called a Palisades, but it was the one that had like those leaf-looking blades on them and such. But I'm thinking I might just go with standard wood blades on it just to have something that's strong enough to move air in this room, because it is a pretty big room. But I just need to get blades for it at this point, and blade arms, and then just need to make a custom mounting hardware for it, and then it's good to go. But yeah, and that's the update for this room, and now on to the next one. All right, now for this large room above the game room that's right next to my dad's bedroom, we still plan to put the Casablanca Malibu Star in here. But see, at first I was thinking of putting it in this sunroom, but then we realized it'd be way too big. And I really don't think I'd put a light on it. I think it's better without it, but it is up to my dad. But whatever light goes on it, I would definitely try to put something on it that goes good with it. But I'm gonna try to aim for him to just put it up without it, because it's just more practical looking. Plus, it'll be easier in terms of having, because this is the one that does that center light. So if you just have it with the fan, it can just be one of those ones that it has like the slider things on the side that does low, medium, high, and all that. But yeah, this one's still gonna happen. It's just gonna take a bit of time to do it, because I need to get all the parts for the Malibu Star that I found a while back. So yeah, there's that. And now on to the next one. All right, last but not least, my dad's bedroom. I honestly don't even know if there will be a fan going in here or not. If it was to happen, I'd try to do it while he's not here as a surprise. Originally, I talked him into having the Buckhead Bow Hunter go in here. Then he changed his mind on that because he wanted something that didn't look rustic. What I might do one of these days is just go to the log cabin house of his, get that other one that's new in box, and just put it up here one of these days when he's like at work or something overnight. And just have it be a nice surprise. He changed his mind, but it's just that fan he paid over $200. He paid $200 for it new in a box, and it's just to have it sitting around not being used for so long. I just feel like it's a complete waste. The only other fan I can see it going in here is like a Harbor Breeze Notice in oil rub bronze. That's something I feel would go nice in this room. Someone's gonna say, "Oh, put a bronze original." If you have one, give it to me. I would put that in here too. But he also says he doesn't know if he wants one in here. But this light doesn't really do much for this room, anyways. That's the other thing. It's just for me, it's more so putting something in here that gives off better lighting. I mean, he does have these two fans here. The last one that I brought over, and this what is it? This Sarasota or the Sarasota Breeze cable fan. That he got for like $12 somewhere. But yeah, it's just the one issue with the Buckhead fan is that these doors are very dark. So that's the one reason why I wouldn't put that in here, because it wouldn't match. I don't know. I do want to find something here. I did think about putting a bronze Panama, but I'm not going to do a Panama because I'd rather put something that is just more simple to put together and get the parts for it and such. I don't know. Plus, I don't know. I'd just rather get something that I don't have to repay too much, or if it's something that I put up in here, at least I don't have to care about it. The other fan I thought about trying to put in here is that Better Homes and Gardens fan that he got, which I was honestly going to try to put it up this time while I was here, but I want to see if he'll let me borrow it to test first, because I do want to see how it performs, and then also see how it looks in person, because then I can kind of get a better gauge of how it would look in here. I mean, it honestly wouldn't look bad in here, in my opinion. I think it would look pretty cool, especially with the light that's out here in this area, although that's going to get replaced at some point. So it is similar to that. And it has 3 lights, that fan, so at least it'll give off better lighting. But yeah, that's the current update with this room. Now let me go ahead and wrap up the video. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.